Welcome guys, I am Parinita. Subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to receive regular notifications regarding the computer science topics and technical job updates. Hello guys, welcome to my channel to polish your CSA concepts with me. So let's get started. In today's video we are going to see a very important topic, that is k-means algorithm. You must be knowing k-means algorithm is basically known as partitioning algorithm or clustering algorithm because it is mainly used to make clusters of the similar data. Fine. This is a very important topic which is used in various fields like machine learning, data mining. Fine. Because basically in case of data mining also, in case of machine learning also, we are dealing with bulk of data. So whenever we are having bulk of data, what we want to do is, first of all, we want to categorize it or cluster it or classify it based on the similarity of the data, so that it will be easier for us to process it further, right? So this is where this k-means algorithm comes into the picture. This k-means algorithm helps us to cluster or categorize the data as per the similarities between them. Fine. So in this video we will be seeing with the help of a detailed example that how we can apply k-means algorithm on any given data, and we will see the step-by-step procedure that how to actually apply them and ultimately how we are getting the clusters with the help of this method. Fine. So let's start. Here we are taking one important, or we can say that we are taking one standard example. What is given in the example? A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2. These 8 points are given to us, 8 data points are given. What they are telling, the distance function is Euclidean distance. Now in my previous video, if you have seen that, in my previous video we have seen how to find out distance between 2 points using various methods. We have seen this Euclidean distance method also. If you have not seen the video, you can see that video first, because in that we have discussed some very important points and it was very less, like 5 to 6 minute video only. But however, we will again see here that how to find the distance using Euclidean distance. What else is given? Let initially we assign A1, B1 and C1 as the center of each cluster respectively. Use k-means algorithm for partitioning algorithm to show 3 cluster center after second round of execution. So in simple words, what they are telling, they have given you the data. They want us to apply k-means algorithm in this data, and they want us to apply 2 round of execution, that they want to apply k-means algorithm twice, and we have to show what is the cluster. We have to show the 3 clusters that are made after each round of k-means algorithm. Fine. And initially they have told that initially we have to assign A1, B1 and C1 as the center points. So let's start and see how to solve it. So obviously, first of all, we are starting with the first iteration of k-means algorithm. What happens in the first iteration? The distance between the center and the points, in the first iteration, in the very first step of k-means algorithm, what we need to do is, they have already told that A1, B1 and C1 are the center points. So in the first step, what we want to do is, we want to find out the distance of this A1, B1 and C1 center from all these given points. Fine. And in order to find this distance between them, we are going to use Euclidean distance. So let's see how to do that. So we will be making the table. In the table we will be finding the distance. So what is there in the table? In the table we have seen we have written A1, A2, we have written A1, B1 and C1. Here A1, B1 and C1 are what? They are nothing but our initial center points. Fine. So we have written the initial center points here, and we have written all the points here, so that now we will find the distance between all the points and all the center points. Fine. Okay. And they have specified that we have to use Euclidean distance formula. So what is the Euclidean distance formula? It is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Fine. So simply we have to apply this formula and we have to find all the distances. For example, if we want to find out between this A2 and A1, see A2 and A1, if you want to find out, how we can find out using this formula? Square root of 2 minus 2 whole square plus square root of 2 minus 2 whole square plus 5 minus 10 whole square. So that will become square root of 0 plus 25, that is equal to square root of 25, that is equal to 5. Fine. So simply what you need to do is you need to replace this formula or this x1, x2, y1 by 2 with all your given data points, and you will get all the differences here. Fine. So in this way we will fill the table. Now once the table is filled, what is our next task? In the next task, we want to find out that this point is most or we can say that this point is nearest to which of the data centers. Fine. What is the next task? We have to find out that all the points are nearest with which center. So what we will do is, first of all, in the first row we will find out that whose distance is lowest. Means we will just tick out the lowest number. So here the lowest one is 0. Either tick out or make a circle, whatever you wish. So in the first row this 0 is the lowest. In the second row this 3.16 is lowest. Like that, which in all the rows we will simply tick out the lowest number. Fine, that we have already ticked here. Now after doing that, what conclusion we can get is, see here in the row, in the column of this A1, we have seen that there is only one point. So we can say that in the cluster of A1 only one data point will be there, and it will be its own center because only one point is there. Fine. So along with the observation of this table, you have to make the graph also. You have to plot it in the graph also. So how we will make our graph? Simply x y axis we will write 1 to 10, 1 to 10. Now we have seen that in A1 cluster only one point is there, because in A1 cluster only one number is ticked, so that is for this A1 only. So in A1 only in this cluster only one point is there, that is A1, and it is its own center. Fine. So one cluster is fixed now. Now in the second, that is B1, we can see that how many numbers are ticked. There are 5 numbers that are ticked. So what is the conclusion? That in the second cluster we will be having 5 data sets. So we will make one more cluster having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data sets, and you have to plot them as per these numbers. Fine. For example, here see, here this 5 is ticked, that means this is for the data point 8, 4. So how we can plot 8, 4? In the x-axis this 8 and in the y-axis 4. That means 8 and 4. Here is the point 8, 4. Fine. So similarly, by seeing the x and y-axis, you have to plot these 5 points. Now yes, we have plotted these 5 points. Now what is the new center point of this cluster? So in order to find out the center point of the cluster, see, in B means this. In B we have got that there are 5 data points, right? So in B there are 5 points, these 5 points. So the center for the B, how we can find out? Simply we have to find out the average of these coordinates, and the average of x coordinate will become my x coordinate of the center, and the average of y coordinate will become the y coordinate of my center. So in that way I got that center of B is 6, 6. So for this cluster my center point is this 6, 6. Fine. Now similarly for the last column, how many numbers are ticked? 2 numbers are ticked. So we can say that in this cluster 2 numbers will be there, 2 points will be there. So in this third cluster 2 points are there, and how we can find out the center point? Similarly, finding the average of these 2 points, that is equal to here 1.5 and 3.5 center. Got it? So simply what we have done till now is we have already applied one iteration of K-means algorithm, and by applying that with the help of these all the given clusters, all the given data sets, we were given 8 data sets, we have successfully found out that how many data sets will be there in each cluster, and we have successfully made 3 clusters. Fine. So in question, in exam or in any question, if it is given to you only to apply K-means algorithm in one iteration, so simply you can work up to here, because K-means algorithm is the clustering algorithm, and here you have completed the algorithm and you have told that, and you have successfully shown the number of clusters with the help of K-means algorithm. Fine. But in our question, what they are asking? They are asking us about the main clusters or the centers after second round of execution. So simply for this question, what I need to do is, whatever task I have done till now, I will do it one more time. Means here, starting from this finding out the distances, here we have found out the distance with these centers A1, B1 and C1 were my initial centers, but now in the second iteration I will take these 3 new centers. 3 new centers were this 210, 6, and 1.5, 3.5. So in the second iteration, I will take 210, 6, 1.5, 3.5, and again here I will take all the data and I will find the distances between them using Euclidean's theorem as I have done earlier. Fine. So similarly we will find out the distance between them. Then similarly we will find out the smallest one in each row. Then here 2. So we can get that in the first cluster 2 points will be there, in the second cluster 4 points will be there, and in the third cluster again 2 points will be there. And one more thing what we need to do is we have to find the center. So we will find out the center of cluster A, B and C by averaging out the coordinate values. Fine. Similarly, in this way we can get the centers. Whatever we have done in the first iteration, here we are repeating the same thing again using the new center points. Fine. And so here we will get 3 new centers, and based on that we can simply draw this final diagram where we are having 3 clusters with respective points with respective 2, 4 and again 2 points, and we will also find out the center points of these 3 as we have found out here, and we will plot them in the graph. Fine. So this is my final clustering values after applying second iteration of k-means algorithm. Fine. So my main motive was to make you understand how to solve an example using all the steps of k-means algorithm. I hope you have found the video helpful. I hope you have understood the whole thing. If you have really liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it with as many people as possible, and if you have not subscribed the channel yet, please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.